자, 자, 친구, 빨리.
I still remember the day that you came. You were so little. For me, it's just a day. Now you're all grown up, tall as a tree, strong as a wolf pup, faster than me. So if you're worried that a chance will pass you by, and if you're standing on the sidelines wondering why, what's the worst thing that could happen if you try? Well, you might fall, but then again, you might learn to fly. I see you're struggling with the troubles of youth, the hearts that you're juggling, this possession of truth.